good day to all my dear students. I welcome you all to today's social science class. So children, today let us start the new chapter from history, that is the ancient civilizations of India. In this chapter you study nomadic life, ancient civilizations of India, first urbanization, special features of the cities, town planning, lifestyle and decline of towns, development of Vedas, types of Vedas and Vedic period. The past of India goes back several thousand years. We learn about it from the evidences which our ancestors have left behind. Even when the paper was not made, we get the evidences from dry palm leaves, plates of copper, rocks and pillars, stone walls, clay tablets, weapons, potteries, and other tools found during excavation tell us the life and culture of the people of those times. Discoveries in the recent days have contributed significantly to our knowledge in knowing the past. One such significant contribution from archaeologists was the discovery of the sites at Harappa and Mohenjo-daro in the year 1920. The excavation done at these sites tell us the life and culture of the civilization that flourished around 3500 BC on the banks of the river Indus. The Indus Valley civilization was a Bronze Age civilization that was located in the northwestern region of the Indian subcontinent. So children, nomadic life. When nomadic life became stable, archaeologists have come across signs of huts and houses in some places. They have excavated a cellar in Burzahum in Kashmir. People of those times used to dig shallow pits in the soil and live in them. There were steps leading to the pits. These were built in this manner in order to provide protection from the cold weather and wild animals. Earthen pots have been found inside and outside such pits. In accordance to the weather condition, people cooked food either inside or outside. So children, here we see archaeologists have come across signs of huts and houses in some places during the time of excavation. Excavation is nothing but when they dig the ground, the earth, they find things, they find some interesting things, it is called. So when these archaeologists, when they dug the ground, they found signs of huts and houses in some of the places. They have excavated a cellar in Burzahum in Kashmir. They have found a cellar. Cellar is nothing but an underground passage, whether to store. It is also called as storeroom, or the people used to live there. In Burzahum in Kashmir. Burzahum is nothing but an archaeological site located in the Kashmir Valley. People of those times used to dig shallow pits in the soil and live in them. There were steps. There were also the steps leading to the pits. Why these pits were built? So here we see why these pits were dug. These were built in this manner in order to provide protection from the cold weather and wild animals. So children, we see these pits were built in order to provide protection, in order to take protection from the cold weather, in order to secure themselves from the cold weather and from the wild animals. Earthen pots have been found inside and outside such pits. Earthen pots means we find the pots made up of mud. In Kannada we call it as madikigalu. Okay, so these pots have been found inside or outside such pits. Why? In accordance to the weather condition, people used these earthen pots to cook food either inside or outside the pits. There is a site named Mehergarh near the fertile plain of Bolan Pass which leads to Iran. There is a site, archaeological site named Mehergarh near the fertile plain of Bolan Pass which leads to Iran. The people of Mehergarh were the first ones to have learnt the cultivation of barley and wheat crops and the rearing of goat and sheep. Okay, the archaeological site named Mehergarh near the fertile plain of Bolan Pass. So these people of Mehergarh were the first ones to have learnt the cultivation of barley and wheat crops, and also they learnt to rear goat and sheep. This is the first village that has come to our notice. The people of Mehergarh lived in houses. Okay, these people of Mehergarh, they lived in houses. Some houses had 4 or more rooms. Here in this picture you can see children. Okay, house having 4 or more rooms. Many sites have been discovered here which not only have the fossils of animals but also graves. Okay, here we see human and animal fossils which are buried together. Okay, here graves means a hole dug in order to bury a corpse. Corpse is nothing but a dead body. People and animals used to be buried together here. Next, moving to the first urbanization. The ancient sites of Harappa were discovered by the engineers when the railway lines were being laid 150 years ago in the Sindhu Valley region of Punjab. They thought that it was a mound made of excellent bricks. They utilized the bricks for the construction of railway lines. So children, we see here the ancient sites of Harappa were discovered by the engineers when the railway lines were being laid. How many years ago, children, in the Sindhu Valley region of Punjab? 150 years ago. They thought that it was a mound. Mound means a raised mass of earth, pieces of stones. Okay, made up of excellent bricks. Mound raised with excellent bricks. So these engineers, they utilized the bricks for the construction of railway lines. In this way, many houses which had been buried under the soil were destroyed. Subsequently, archaeologists took up research in this area. They were convinced that it was an ancient city. They were convinced. These archaeologists took up research in this area and they were convinced that this was an ancient city. Since the sites around this city resembled the sites discovered earlier, they were called as the Harappan civilization. So, the sites which were discovered earlier by the archaeologists was named as the Harappan civilization. These cities are said to be 4,600 years old. So, Harappan civilization said to be 4,600 years old. The significance of the cities. We can see 2 or more parts in the cities see two or more parts, division of the cities of Harappa. The western part is narrow. Narrow means not so wide. Okay, and at an elevated place. The western part of the Harappan city we see is narrow and at an elevated place. Elevated place means raised to a higher position. Okay, at the higher part. Okay, archaeologists are of the view that this was a citadel. Here in this picture you can see, children, a citadel which is at the highest part. The raised part is called a citadel on the western side, and towards the eastern part we see the eastern part is wide, which is at the lower level, and this area has been called the lower town. Every part had a wall made of burnt bricks. Okay, every part, each part, maybe the citadel or a lower town is made up of burnt bricks, since the bricks around them were placed in an interlocking manner, interlocking system. The walls were very strong. So children, the division of cities, Harappan city was divided into two parts. The western part is called a citadel by the archaeologists, and the eastern side is called as the lower town. The citadel consisted of large structures which functioned as administrative buildings, whereas in the lower town we see consisted of housing for the people. There were noteworthy buildings inside the citadel. Mohenjo-daro, one of the cities, had a water tank. Scholars have called this as the bath tank. It is built of brick so as to prevent the seepage of water from the tank. The bath tank has steps on either sides to go down and has rooms all around. The water was probably supplied to the tank by a well, and the used water was let out. Probably very important people used to take bath in this pool on special occasions. Fire altars have been discovered in the other cities like Kalibangan and Lothal. Mohenjo-daro, Harappa and Lothal had constructed systematic granaries. So here in this picture you can see, children, Mohenjo-daro, one of the cities, had a water tank. Okay, scholars have called this as the bath tank or else as great bath tank. Here in this first picture you can see great bath tank. Okay, this is built of brick so as to prevent the seepage of water from the tank. So this great bath tank is built of brick so as to prevent the seepage, the flow of water from the tank. And the bath had steps on either sides to go down, the two sides, okay, to go down, and has rooms all around. You can see in the first picture there are also the passage to go to the rooms. The water was probably supplied to the tank by a well. In the second picture you can see, okay, how was the water supplied to the bath tank? The help of well. So, and the used water was let out through the corbelled drain. The used water in the bath tank was let out through corbelled drain. So who used to take bath in this bath tank, great bath tank, children? Probably very important people, only important people used to take bath in this pool. This great bath tank is referred as pool here. So very important people used to take bath here on special locations. So fire altars have been discovered in the other cities like Kalibangan and Lothal. Fire altars. Okay, uses of fires. So Mohenjo-daro, Harappa and Lothal had constructed systematic granaries. Granaries, nothing but in this last fourth picture you can see granaries in order to store grains. It is granary is also called as the store house. This is about the significance of the cities. Now moving to the town planning. The lower town in the low-lying area of the city was the place of habitation of the people. As I told you earlier, the cities of Harappa was divided into two parts. The western part is called as a citadel, whereas the eastern part is called as the lower town by the archaeologists. So here in the lower town, the people, this place was the place of habitation of the people. It was constructed in a very methodical manner, systematic manner. Systematically laid out houses. Laid out houses means built houses. Roads and drains can be seen here. Almost every person lived in either one or two storied house. Here in this picture you can see children. Okay, one or the people lived here in one or two storied house. The houses were built of bricks and had strong walls because they were placed in an interlocking manner. There were rooms all around the courtyard inside. The main door faced the street. Okay, the house which were the lower town, all the houses' main door was faced towards the street. None of the windows were opened onto the streets, towards the streets. There were bathrooms in the houses. Some houses had wells which supplied water. Here in this picture you can see children. Some of the houses were also had wells which supplied water. The cities had a neatly laid out underground sewage system. Sewage system means the drainage system. The drains were built of brick and covered with stone slabs. The last third picture you can see the slabs of stones covering the drains. The gutter of each house was linked to the main drain outside and enabled the flow of dirty water from the house to the main drain. So the gutter of each house was linked. Each house gutter was linked to the main drain outside. Why? In order to enable the flow of dirty water from the house, it was linked to the main drain. Holes were created in the drains to enable timely cleaning of them. This is how was the town planning. Now moving to the town life. Apart from houses, precious stones and metals were also found. Not only houses, but also precious stones and metals were also found. Most of the objects found were beads and seals. Beads and seals. Seals nothing but you can see in the last picture in order to stamp. The layout of the town reveals the existence of administrative class. The people of this place may have used expensive metals, gems and jewelry. So these people of the Harappan civilization, so they might have used expensive metals. When we see here children, we come to know they used expensive metals, gems and jewelry. The beads were probably used by the common people. There is an unknown script on the seals. So when you see the seals, we not only see the plain normal seals, but we see the pictures and also the writings on the seals. So we say that it is an unknown script which is not known by today's generation. This reveals that there was no dearth of literate people. So when we come across such an improvement existence of the people who lived in ancient times, we see the unknown script, the existence of different kinds of seals, and the unknown script reveals that there was no dearth, there was no lack of literate people in those times. This enabled the engraving of scripts on thousands of seals. As there was no lack of literate people, this made the engraving, to print, to make a cutting, to bring out the scripts on thousands of seals. The people of Harappan culture had depended on agriculture and trade. Wheat, barley, pulses and mustard were their main crops. Which were the main crops of the Harappan civilization? Wheat, barley, pulses and mustard. They were the main crops. They had learned to grow cotton and weave cloth from it. We can say that they knew irrigation. Since many towns were situated on the banks of the rivers, they had domesticated the humped bull. Humped bull, in Kannada we call it as Ori. So they knew the irrigation. And since many towns were situated on the banks of the rivers, so they domesticated humped bull, cow, buffalo, sheep, goat, dog and hen, and were engaged in cattle rearing, sheep rearing and poultry. Oxen were used to carry heavy loads. Trade and commerce had assumed primary importance along with agriculture. Not only the people of the Harappan civilization engaged in cultivation of crops, in rearing, domestication of animals, but also they gave primary importance with trade and commerce. They gave importance for trade and commerce. Trade is nothing but buying and selling of goods. So the towns carried on business with rural areas, within the areas. Balochistan, Saurashtra and the Deccan were some of these areas. And in these areas we see the people of the Harappan civilization carried their business. The seals obtained as Mesopotamia established the fact that the Indus Valley civilization had trade relations with it. The seals obtained, the stamps obtained at Mesopotamia reveals the fact that the Indus Valley civilization had trade relations with the Harappan civilization. This is about the town life of the Harappan civilization. Now moving to the decline of the towns. The situation in these places began to change some 4,000 years ago. The situation in these places began to change some of 4,000 years ago. There were certain reasons apart from natural reasons. There were reasons apart from natural reasons. What were they? The walls of the Harappan fort were further strengthened. We see the walls of the Harappan fort were further strengthened, means strong. Towards the final days of this town, its west gate was closed completely. Western part was closed. The western gate was closed completely. The spacious rooms of the Mohenjo-daro became smaller. Huge buildings turned into huts. Neither the town planning nor the road planning was systematic at this time. Earlier we see children. Earlier we studied the western part, which was called a citadel, and the eastern part, which was called as the lower town, was changed completely. The west gate was closed completely, and the spacious rooms of the Mohenjo-daro became smaller. Huge buildings turned into huts. Neither the town planning nor the road planning was systematic at this time. Historians have given various explanations for the decline of these towns. The historians who write history, they gave various explanations, several explanations. They gave why this Harappan civilization came to an end, decline of the towns. Some feel the dried rivers as the reason. Some of them say, some of the historians gave the reason as this was the reason of the dried, because of the dried rivers, because of the dried rivers, this decline came. And the others feel that changed course of rivers was the reason. We see the rivers flow in a particular route. So when they change, when the rivers change their flow, their course, what happens? The floods occur. And the other historians have stated that the destruction of the forest as the cause. Okay? Dried rivers, change of the course of the rivers, and destruction of the course, and the destruction of the forest. Probably inundation by floods could be the reason. Floods also one of the reason. People living in Indus Valley and some sides of the West Punjab might have deserted the area and migrated to new areas in the east and south. The people who lived in this Indus Valley and some sides of the West Punjab might have deserted the area, might have left the area and migrated to the new areas in the east and south. This civilization survived in Lothal town of Gujarat for some more years. This civilization, the people who belong to this civilization, they further survived. They lived in Lothal town of Gujarat for some more years. The Indus Valley civilization has remained an evidence of maturity of the Indian civilization. At last we see the Indus Valley civilization has remained an evidence. It is a proof of which reveals the maturity, which gives the evidence, proof of the development of the Indian civilization. So children, I hope you have understood the nomadic life of the ancient civilizations, the first urbanization, the significance of the cities, the town planning, town life, and the decline of the towns. Hope you have understood it. Watch this video many times until you understand. Thank you, children.